Last year, you'll recall, we followed the saga of Victorian slug gate scandal, which saw the family-run catering company called iCook Foods destroyed after a Dandenong council worker allegedly planted a slug on the floor of their processing plant. Now, slug gate, it's been called, destroyed Ian Cook's business, and with it multi-million-dollar contracts to supply meals to aged care homes after it was falsely accused of being behind a listeria outbreak. As was revealed last year, these contracts instead went to competitors, like a catering business in which the Dandenong Council had become a shareholder. Importantly, the man who signed off on the paperwork to shut down Ian Cook's business was none other than the Victorian Chief Health Officer, Professor Sutton. Ian Cook is suing the Dandenong Council and the Victorian Health Department for more than $50 million in damages. But a new law was tabled in the Victorian Parliament yesterday. If passed, those laws will now protect the Chief Health Officer, Professor Sutton, and his deputies over health decisions that are unrelated to the pandemic. Joining me now is Ian Cook, the man whose business has been at the centre of all of this. Ian Cook, thank you for your time. If Professor Sutton, or the man or woman who replaces him, the Chief Health Officer in Victoria, does the right thing, why do they need this legal protection?
You're absolutely right, Peter. Thank you for having me. There is absolutely no need for this. The Chief Health Officer, in this case Dr Sutton, is more than covered by acting in good faith. Where he doesn't act in good faith, and that's what we contend, then he can be sued. If you take this away, it just becomes almost an incubator for corruption, because he can do whatever he likes, he could close whatever business he likes, and there is no recourse. The operator of that business can't do anything about it. If this law was in place now, we wouldn't be able to take the action that we're taking, which means myself, my family, my 41 employees would have nowhere to go. And no one gets their day in court to have the decision tested. This is a case of senior bureaucrats putting themselves above the law, and that just can't happen.
Look, I have to say I agree with you. It turns administrative law in this country upside down, the idea that you can't challenge the decision of not just the state, of government, but also individuals. Give us a sense of where your civil case is now with the government.
So at the moment, we were supposed to be at trial by now. That hasn't happened. A number of things have been put in our way. We're dealing with the Victorian government. They're supposed to be model litigants. They are anything other but that. But we will keep plugging away. We have another directions hearing coming up. After that, it's got to go to mediation, and then there will be a trial date set again. We will just keep going until a point in time when they run out of excuses and they have to effectively meet us in court and answer the allegations that we've made against them. And they are substantial. The idea that people would be protected in the end from this is...
Sorry to interrupt, Ian. Please finish.
Yeah, so the idea that you can have senior bureaucrats who are like nameless, faceless people that are able to make decisions about someone's business, that can cover up wrongdoing, which is the allegations that we're making in our case, these people would then have protection. That is a danger. And remember, this covers the Food Act, Public Health and Wellbeing Act. So it doesn't just cover food businesses like ours and restaurants, etc. It covers hospitals and aged cares. It also covers tobacconists. It covers tattoo parlours, boarding houses. Anybody with a small business in Victoria needs to really, really listen to what is being done here. This is extremely dangerous times from what has turned out to be an extremely dangerous government.
Of course, I have to say too, Ian Cook, you as a small business or a medium-sized business operator are subject to industrial manslaughter laws, not just as a company but as an individual, and they're turning this upside down for government employees. Government employees will be shielded if these laws pass the Parliament.
Absolutely. There we have it. We have another case of certain sectors if you're in favour, being above the law. And, you know, that is very, very dangerous. I think Benjamin Franklin probably said it best when he said, the unaffected need to be as outraged as the affected for justice to prevail.
Well, I can guarantee you have a lot of support. I hope you're holding up okay, but there's a lot of people contact my show wanting an update on your circumstances. So I'm really pleased to be able to talk to you tonight. Ian Cook, thank you for your time.